Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Gospel with Ishmael. Hallelujah. Hello everyone, welcome to our brand new channel, the Gospel with Ishmael. Okay, so with today's video, I'm going to just share with you, get to know me, as you saw by the titling of today's video. Who is Ishmael N? I'll just be explaining myself, so that whenever you have questions, you can always go back and check, or the new subscribers can always come and check, and they'll hear it all. Who is Ishmael? Where does he live? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, first of all, let me get on with it. As you already know, my name is Ishmael N, and the N normally is my surname, which stands for Ntlamu. So my name is Ishmael Ntlamu. And I'm from South Africa, in a province called Limpopo, And currently I'm 29 years of age. I just celebrated, even the video is still there, a long video. I went live this past April on the 8th. It was my birthday. Some people heard me talking and all. So yes, that's me all in all. And then about my Christianity, let me just say, I remember being a Christian maybe as young as I can recall, but I can't say as young as I can recall, because sometimes you might grow up in church or going to church, but you still find that you don't really know the Lord personally. So yes, I grew up already at home. They were Christians, and I would just go to Sunday school with this church called EPC. I think it stands for, is it Evangelical Presbyterian? The C, is it for church or something? Yeah, but something like that. But the P is for Presbyterian. So yeah, that was actually my mom's church. But she does also attend other churches as well, like the ones that I attend. But that is a main church, because I think those churches, EPC doesn't clash with any church, So yes, I've been there Sunday school, but then I remember when I was doing my grade, was it grade 3 or grade 6? There came a time when I was still in primary, of course, where it's not like I was being really forced to go to Sunday school and all, but there was a time in which they no longer really forced me. Then I remember there was a time in which I took a break and I was no longer going to Sunday school. I would just sit at home, blah, blah, blah. But then I remember the time where I started to had a real desire for God. It was when I was doing my grade 5, my standard 3, I think they call it like that. So yeah, that's when I remember when I was waiting for my school results. That's when I would have the desire that Lord help me to pass. That's when I started, I think, to really grow and recognize that there is God, So, but then I was not really going to Sunday school. Fast forward, was it 3 or 4 years after, now when I was even in high school, when I was in from grade 8 and 9, I remember I started to grow the desire to just only attend revivals, crusades. Whenever my mom would go, I wouldn't see a problem. And at first, I never really loved church. That was it. I just grew up going there in Sunday school, but especially in a main service, I would get bored. I would feel like, oh. And I remember looking at a pastor one time. I was like, doesn't this man get bored just standing there preaching? Because I was even sleeping, I remember, when I was still young, Like, and I don't think I'll ever be a pastor. I won't manage. No, never. So that's how I felt. I still remember that moment. So yeah, those years, I started to grow the desire to feel like I didn't prefer going on Sundays, going to church. I still didn't like that. But when it comes to crusades, I began attending with my mom. I started enjoying crusades. But when it comes to Sundays, I felt like it was a waste of time. Like, come on, at least crusades, there's a main pastor coming from somewhere. Yeah, I felt like crusades were it, Then 2007, where I was in grade 9, that is when I remember when my PlayStation, I grew up loving video games, So that's when my PlayStation broke. And then I wanted a new one. I think I wanted a new one, or I wanted a brand, the latest release. I don't really recall, because there was a latest release, which was the PlayStation 3. So by that time, my PlayStation 2 had broken. It was no longer working. So that's when began to recall that there's a thing called fasting. And I remember my mom would always be in those prayer fasting once a month. They would come, different women from different areas, not only women, but they would come and go somewhere. They used to call it, in English it's mountain, you're going to the mountain. But in my language, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just that I feel like it sounds weird when you say it in English, but that's how it is when you go pray in the mountain, But they were not really praying in the mountain, but they would just find somewhere away from, maybe find a bushy place and just clean it up and then be praying there for the whole Friday and Saturday, And then also, during the week, they would also be having those prayers, you know what I'm saying? So that's actually what would happen. So yes, I got to remember that there's a thing they say, you go on a fast, you don't eat. So myself, I started fasting because I wanted God to grant me and to give us a financial breakthrough so that I can have another PlayStation. So that's when I started to fast. Let me just try to summarize. Then, surprisingly, I ended up even attending that fasting prayer where my mom would attend one time. And that was extreme. That was the first time I went to a dry fasting, and So, but after that, like I remember, it was around April when that prayer came. Then May, my father got a financial breakthrough. They gave him double salary, and that's when he ended up buying me a new PlayStation. So that's when I saw the power of fasting from there. That was 2007, right? Yeah, so from there, okay. But still, I was not really a church goer, like on every Sunday. I would just go only when there are crusades. So then fast forward to 2008. In 2008, like that's when towards the end, during those years, remember, I would just be attending crusades only. Then towards the end, I remember my mom one time, this is what changed my life forever. She was like, you should look at going to church every Sunday, the same manner in which, every Monday to Friday, you have to go to school, whether you like it or not. So make it a point, just look at going to churches in a manner where, like, every Sunday, whether you like it or not, you must go to church. So somehow, I don't know what happened, what was inside that weight, but it came to me. Perhaps God was the one talking through here. So that's what came to me. And I was like, okay, so I knew this other church. And that's the church I'm currently attending. That's when I was like, okay, this is one church where once in a while I would visit. I remember my current pastor, once in a while, I remember the time when I went, she would just invite me and tell my mom that tell Ishmael to come and attend. There's a special pastor. Although she didn't know this because I loved when there are crusades. So I remember when I attended, one time they were like, come again. And I was like, oh, come on. So yes, I remember, like, okay, I think if there's a church that I can attend, it was that church. Not those other ones I was attending even. Remember, I was attending EPC. Then I didn't say, of course, yeah. So at first I was attending EPC. Then as I was growing, there was a time in which I stopped and I was attending this other church as well, where my sisters were attending. So yeah, that one, it was those Pentecostal churches, But the pastor is not like he will be performing miracles, he will just be preaching. But yeah, if you know what I'm saying when I say Pentecostal. So that's where I would attend my Sunday school after EPC. That's when, because I stopped going to EPC and I went there. So now then, the church that I felt interested was this one. I was like, oh, okay, I think they are welcoming those people. So that's when I ended up going there. Yeah, then I began adjusting every Sunday. Then before I knew it, that's when I started to commit, began enjoying going to church. Fast forward years after, at first I didn't even have a Bible, but they kept saying you must have a Bible. And at first I didn't see what's the need for me to carry a Bible. Yes, I would only enjoy listening to preaching or teaching of the word. So like, get a Bible. Then finally although at church they wanted to gather up money to buy me a Bible, but they took time to gather that money, and then at home they ended up buying me the Bible. And I remember when I got a new Bible, people were like, come on, you bought a Bible? What about the money we put together for you? But then I was like, are you guys, you never told me that. You just told me I was going to get it, and you were no longer saying anything, because those people, they also delayed, they no longer said anything, and I felt like, maybe things changed. So all in all, I ended up having a Bible. Yeah, with those years, 2008, that's when I started around November, if I recall well. But it was towards the end, 2009. But the 2009 year, it was the year in which I lost my father, unfortunately, Yeah, that is the very same year in which Ivela, like I was starting to attend, and they even bought me a Bible. But that was after my father had passed on February of 2009. So yeah, that was a hectic year. I'll maybe make another video. I'll tell you about how I went through the pain and stuff. But yeah, the Lord helped me to go through it, like I won't lie, like I think I handled it well, honestly. And my dad was so amazing, was the best. If you were to consider people as best dad, that was my father. It's not like he was abusive, like, I was relieved. No, he was amazing. So yes, those years I started to, at church, they would also make youth services and stuff where every Friday they will we will exchange, and they say this Friday you will be sharing for 10 minutes, sharing the word. So this is when there's a junior pastor there. So she would be the one always to give us opportunities to share. So that's when I started to grow spiritually. Yeah, up until the year I finished my matric or grade 12 in 2010, and then 2011 I was failing to get admitted at the university, so I had a gap year the whole year. Then 2012, that's when I went to the university. And I was growing spiritually. I remember there was a time where I started, I think I started from 2010, if not late 2009, where I determined myself to read the whole Bible, in which every day I would read at least 5 chapters. So yes, I ended up finishing up the Bible. I just can't really recall the year. Was it 2010 or 2011? But every day I would read 5 chapters after. I had the desire, the hunger for God started to grow. So now when I went to the university 2012, yeah, I was now growing spiritually. I knew how to fast now, like many things, how to share the word. So that's how I started to grow spiritually. And then the Bible, I don't know, I think I finished the whole Bible twice. The New Testament, I don't know how many times I finished it. But the Bible, whole of it, twice. That's why I found out now I'm also living out of the knowledge that I've read, I know that there's a scripture which talks about this. I know, so that's how I grew up spiritually. And I finished up my studies in record time, and I was studying BSc, Bachelor of Sciences in Microbiology and Biochemistry, which I completed in 2015. I completed in 2015, and it's because I kind of started in I started in foundation. So, but I finished in record time, and I finished in time. Then 2016, that's when I did my honors, where now I was specializing in microbiology, yes. And then 2017, that's when I did my internship at this other place in Free State in South Africa, in a place called Bethlehem. But I didn't finish the internship because my mom fell sick, and the following year I wanted also to go back to school, so I didn't see the need to continue. But also because my mom was sick, and I felt like these things were not getting me anywhere. They were not kind of assuring me that most likely they might hire me with a permanent post, and it was so far from home, and my mom got sick in a huge way, so I had to resign to go back home with a hope. Life was hard 2017, especially October. That was the hardest year of my life. So 2018, I started doing my master's in microbiology, and in which, in fact, I finished in record time, in which 2018, 2019, and then 2020, which was last year, that's when, it's just that they delayed to bring back my results, that's all. But I was done the whole year of last year. And then finally the results came back towards the end of last year, and all to find that I passed, and with a distinction, my master's. So that's where I am right now. I have my master's. So, but then now let's go to my Christianity. So with my Christianity, is because in my mind, I had determined myself, I remember in the very beginning when I would talk to my best friend, I'll be like, you know what? I don't ever really see myself working. I don't like this working thing. Of course, but when I was doing my internship, I was working, but in all, never for once in my whole life, I saw myself really sitting down and working. So I was like, if God can give me something, if God can make me work if I can just work in as a Christian, I can focus in ministry. I just don't know how, where I can have a good living, but I think that's the best thing that I can enjoy in life. I'm just studying for fun, or maybe I might work just because I don't want to go hungry, but working is not my thing. So my friend, I would always tell him once in a while, but I didn't know what to do. I always thought that I'm going to work, and so yeah, that's how now my Christianity got. Now when I started the YouTube channel 2019, I didn't know. I thought it was just a thing so that I can preach to the whole world, because that's how I wanted my ministry to go if I'm to start doing things. That's how I desired things. So God granted. No, I thought that was a path, but I never thought it's gonna grow this way big and stuff. So finally, my YouTube channel, here it is, my second channel now. And this, I realized, then I began to recall, and I remember telling my best friend that, you know what? It finally dawned in me that, remember, I always desired to rather do things for the Lord, And finally, I think here it is, I'm doing the work for God, and I think He has answered my prayer finally. So why should I force myself? That's why now I'm not really looking for a job. Not that I don't see offers and all, but it's not in me. I think so far I'm comfortable, and I think that's what I love. Because if I go work, I'll be forcing myself. Just remember that. But one thing for sure that I was considering is to do PhD, but I'm not sure, I feel like it's gonna hold me back, and I don't really see a need, because not like I want to do PhD so that I can go really work, unless if I have no choice. But yeah, that's not my thing. I just hope the Lord helps me through working for Him. Even if I do it for the rest of my life, that's what I desire. So, but may the Lord help me. So that's me all in all. And then, yes, I'm single. I'm not yet married. Also because, I'm in Africa, South Africa. You don't just get married just because you have to pay lobola, which in some place they call it dowry, So you have to pay money if you say a woman, blah, blah, blah. And it's only now that my finances have started to be okay, But back then, just like last year, those other years, there was no way I could ever pay lobola for a woman. So, yeah. But all in all, beside paying lobola, I'm very careful when it comes to choosing. I don't have an issue. I think I used to some years ago, maybe 2 years ago, with maybe getting a lady. But now I realize it's much easier for me to get a woman attracted to me. But now I'm at a stage where I remember. Some of you, my cousin Shiren. Yeah, she's my cousin. She even once made a video and telling you, yeah, she's Shiren Kam, that's my cousin. I remember she was like, wow, when do you want to get married, Pastor Ishmael, blah, blah, blah. Not so long that, we know that you men of God, most of the time you have challenges. With the wives that you marry, you find out you marry horrible wives. So also that advice, it really went to me so much. Although even before then I knew. So it makes me now to be more careful on whom I get married to. So that's when I'm like, I don't want to make mistakes. And then, so when I get with someone, I just want to make it the point that I'm so sure that now this person, of course, you can never fully know a person, but at least let it be. You don't go there while you can see that it's full of red flags and you just go on and get married. Because I even have a cousin who got married while he was seeing red flags, and the marriage didn't even last. So I don't want to come back here and say now I'm getting a divorce. You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing that now, and my finances just started picking up, and God is so, yeah, I think I'm at that stage. So at the end, when the Lord gives a good green light, you might just be surprised and be like, yeah, I'm getting engaged, I'm getting married, So that's me all in all. But all these years I've been learning how to understand women, love, Christian love and stuff. That's why I find that I'm always talking about marriages and all, but I'm never talking inside marriage, if you can listen to me carefully. I'm not talking about marriage because I'm not yet married, but I mostly talk before marriage. Before, not how to satisfy your wife. No, you'll never hear any video me saying that. I will talk about how to meet the right one, how to know, blah, blah, blah. Those are the things I realize and all. So, yes, that's why even myself is that thing. I know what to do, and I will know when it is right and all the blah, blah, blah. I know why this is this and blah, blah, blah. So, that's me on a nutshell. Is it a nutshell? Oh, but this video was quite long. So yes, that's Ishmael N. For further questions, maybe you can write in the comment section below. Or yeah, I'll do lives. I will even ask more, okay? So that's me with a master's degree. Yeah, what else can I say? Yeah, I do have two sisters, yes, and two brothers. So in fact, we are 5, with my mom as well. So yeah, that's Ishmael N for you. So yes, of course, that's all I had for you in today's episode of the Gospel with Ishmael. Now, bomb videos are coming, are on the way. Okay, are on the way. I think I'm gonna do maybe one prophetic video a week, or not even a prophetic, maybe those kind of videos that I was doing in the other channel, but I will do one a week so that I just keep some of you who love those videos also enjoying. So in case you find that some of this content that I put here, they are really not into, so I'll put one of them. So but then more videos are coming, and that's for me, Ishmael N, your priest here in the Gospel with Ishmael. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and stay blessed. Oh, and remember, if you're watching for the first time, remember to subscribe, okay, as well as hit the notification bell so you know every time I start uploading new videos like this. And I will see ya.